Back when I decided to branch out of my Yahtzee copying phase and move into my Dina copying phase, I figured it would be kind of nice to look at films I actually like. I can talk about them, say why I love them, and then hopefully encourage people to go out there and maybe watch them. However, one answer to one question I gave nearly 2 years ago has haunted me to this day, and it's led me to this. Reviewing Killjoy. But first, a history lesson. While at college, before I became the alcoholic, panda-hating, trolling freak I am today, I joined my first video club and rented a tape called Killjoy. To say the film hurt me would be going a tad extreme, but it was certainly the worst film I'd ever seen. That was over 12 years ago, and since then I've completed college, university, and taken a year of travel. And in that year I had to sit through the first high school musical, so I could easily have watched a film as bad as Killjoy in that time. The question that has haunted me, and led me to this review, came in my other life as the Nostalgia AVGN fan. Back when I used to make the trailers for the site, I'd often do a little Q&A before announcing the schedule to have a little fun with the viewers. Kind of like Forum Spring before it was Forum Spring. I've always known I was ahead of the curve. And on the 30th of July 2009, I was asked what was the worst film I'd ever seen. I answered Killjoy, and since then I've been asked if I'm ever going to review it. I didn't do reviews, so I said no. Then I got picked up, and one of the first comments posted in my introduction video, viewable here, mentioned Killjoy. It's the film that won't leave me alone. Like Michael Myers to a family member, I feel that the damn thing has stalked me ever since. So that brings me to today, where I will brave the evils of my past and look at it once more. So you're probably all sitting there now and thinking, is Killjoy as bad now as it was back then? Yes. Yes, it is. It's worse. I've had to watch the video to be able to do this review, so I can safely say that yes, it's bad. It's also brilliant in how bad it is. But everybody out there who requested I review it, I don't hold a grudge. I want you all to know that. I also want you to know that I have taken down all your usernames, and I'm now in the process of discovering where you all actually live. And when I find your addresses, I will find you, and I will kill you. All. So we open with an overlong title sequence that takes the time to list every single member of the cast and crew, all against the word Killjoy, which is in no way a cheap trick to pad out the runtime by wasting 2 minutes. Call me critical, but when they did this style of intro with the Terminator, it was short, and it didn't reveal the title name until the very end. Here, it's just Killjoy. We see it, we know the name of the movie, then we see it again, and again, and again. So with the movie's name firmly established in our minds, we're introduced to Michael as he walks, accompanied by a beat track that continues to play for the whole of this scene, regardless of what's actually happening in it. So get used to that music because you'll be hearing it a lot. We also meet Jada and Monique, who talk like girls talk, I guess.
Stay.
I could go into a detailed character analysis right now, but the movie doesn't, so I won't either. In short, Michael has a crush on Jada, Jada has a boyfriend, Jada's boyfriend's an arsehole, and Monique doesn't like Michael because he's odd. Michael isn't the sharpest tool in the box, though.
If Lorenzo finds out that we've been talking like this, he'll kill you.
I'd like to know if you go to the homecoming dance with me.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'd be fine with you going to the homecoming dance with his girlfriend. After all, he doesn't like you talking to his girlfriend, but the homecoming dance? Why not? Also, homecoming dance? Do these guys look like they're in high school? Unless they're graduating from the class of Beverly Hills. On cue, Lorenzo shows up with his, gang, T-Bone and Baby Boy. The intimidation factor here is off the chart. And like previously thought, he takes exception to Michael even talking to Jada and orders T-Bone to send him a message. Right. Remind me again why Michael thought this was a good idea? T-Bone proceeds to lay the beat down on Michael, all of this being observed by a homeless guy who we know is important because the camera keeps cutting back to him. He doesn't actually offer to help or do anything, but we know he's important. The scene goes on for about a minute with the same groans from Michael being played against the same punch and kick sound effect, all being played against that damn beat track. Couldn't they have mixed up the Foley a little bit better? I mean, even the brawl had more variety than this. Lorenzo seals his badass nature by stepping on Michael's glasses and leaving him on the floor, driving off with the girls in tow. Demonstrating the kind of healing abilities that would make The Undertaker blush, Michael stands up and walks off without so much as a limp, and makes sure we get one final look at the homeless person who watched the whole thing. Later that night, Michael, understandably pissed, in his incredibly bare and empty room, uses the power of his candles and doll to summon Killjoy. Can you really summon an evil spirit with just candles and a doll? Does he intend to bring the doll to life? I can't see it being much of a threat if it's that size. I've seen Buffy, and I saw what happened to Gachnar. He really hasn't thought this through, has he? And yep, that is its hair. Baby Boy calls up to Michael and asks him to come outside. Oh yeah, the guy who was just present watching you get your ass kicked now wants to hang. What could go wrong? You'd think Michael would ignore him, or tell him where to go, or call the police, or his parents, or even a neighbour, or anything. But then he'd be giving Michael far too much credibility, and of course, he goes outside where surprisingly Baby Boy turns out to be faking, and the gang jump Michael and drive him off into a very dark, starless night.
You like my girl Jada, Michael?
Now this is Michael's chance to play it smart. Say no. Say you don't even like her. Say you'll never speak to her again.
I don't know.
Say anything but that. They arrive at a closed-off area and proceed to threaten Michael. All because, let me remind you, he spoke to Jada.
Please. Please, man.
This punk is crying.
He's crying because he's afraid he's going to die. What a wuss. Also, I really wouldn't call that crying. Lorenzo decides that talking to Jada is a crime punishable by death and holds a gun over Michael's head, which even surprises T-Bone and Baby Boy. Seriously, he chose that name? But it all turns out to be a prank, as he only wanted to scare Michael.
Man, this shit ain't loaded anyway, man. What's wrong?
What's wrong? You just got shot, you idiot! And at that close range, I'm pretty sure you feel it.
I ain't lie about shit, man. I could have sworn it wasn't loaded.
I just love the casual tone being delivered here by a man who's just killed another man. Michael dies and we skip to 1 year later with Jada walking, complete with a new musical piece which continues to play for the next 6 minutes. She arrives at Jamal's where we get a clearly intended ass shot as Jada is here to help Jamal study. Right. Jamal, however, just stares and stares and stares and... Okay, this is more than a little creepy now. Jamal then shows his true intentions to Jada by laying down one of the all-time classic pickup lines. Seriously, this kind of dialogue would be better suited for a movie classic like Casablanca.
Your eyes sparkle. And when you smile, it's like the sun is shining down on me.
If you listen carefully, you can hear 1 million females all fainting round the world at the mention of that line. Jada, floored by such lines of poetry, reveals that she's still not over Lorenzo. I guess the whole drug addict murdering thing is quite the turn on these days. This is followed by a 4-minute scene which would be too painful to recap, so I'll just sum it up.
What's wrong?
I'm not over Lorenzo.
Get over him.
I can't.
You've got to.
Okay. And the two have sex. Wait a minute. So that line actually works? Hi. Your eyes sparkle, and when you smile, it's like the sun is shining down on me.
Who the hell is this?
Lupa?
No, this isn't Lupa. Could you repeat all that?
Your eyes sparkle, and when you smile, it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Back with Lorenzo and his gang, we see them smoke and rap. Truly, these are the most feared of all gangs. Lorenzo departs, and T-Bone and Baby Boy, after getting an attack of the munchies, hear an ice cream truck outside and head out to... Oh my god. The ice cream truck belongs to Killjoy, and it's also the entrance to his domain. No, I'm not making this up.
Who are you?
Well, it just so happens that I am an undercover drug dealer with an ice cream truck and dressed up as a clown.
I buy it. With the promise of drugs, he lures them into his gingerbread house, where we get a special effect Hicassia would have been proud of, as they get sucked into Killjoy's domain, which appears to be inside a warehouse. I've got to say, given that 1 minute these guys were outside an ice cream truck and now they're standing inside a warehouse, they seem to be taking this transportation really well.
This gotta be a setup.
Yeah. From this information, we can clearly see that T-Bone is the brains of the organization.
Hey man, there's only one way to find out.
And yeah, I really think that was a mistake and they just left it in. Also, why does the camera have to stay in this one wavering shot? I know these guys are supposed to be stoned, but waving the camera around like that adds nothing. It also doesn't help that both actors occasionally glance at it too. Heading off into the warehouse to look for the clown, they split up, where Baby Boy gets run over by the amazing shaking bus of doom, or the camera, I can never tell, and T-Bone, after dragging on a doogie, burns up from the inside. We then see their bodies back in the room they'd originally been in while getting high. So did Killjoy transport them there, or was it all a dream? Why am I even questioning this? We catch up with Lorenzo having sex before whispering sweet nothings into his lover's ear.
The pussy stank anyway.
What a charmer. While the unnamed girl has a shower, Lorenzo hears a noise outside and leaves the apartment, discovers the ice cream truck and gets dragged inside, where, like T-Bone and Baby Boy, he really doesn't seem to have a problem suddenly appearing in a different location. Heading into the warehouse, he comes face to face with Killjoy.
Welcome to my world, Lorenzo.
He looks like the love child of Pennywise and Arnold from Hey Arnold, and that's something I really don't want to think about. At all. One of the big problems right from the start with Killjoy is that he talks a lot, and to be honest, unless he's dubbed, it's hard to really understand what he's saying because those huge false teeth he's wearing give him a very prominent lisp. Killjoy plays with Lorenzo's mind, showing him images of both Baby Boy and T-Bone, with a full minute and a half of Killjoy laughing, Lorenzo looking confused, and T-Bone and Baby Boy telling him to kill the clown. And given these characters have been portrayed as the bad guys through the whole film, I don't know if the film is trying to make you feel sorry for them, but as we've just seen them beat and kill a defenseless guy, I really don't feel any sympathy for them. Lorenzo finally does something and shoots Killjoy, which does nothing. So he shoots him again, and again, and again. How many bullets can this gun hold? Finally realizing the bullets do nothing, Lorenzo retreats into the warehouse and tries to come up with a plan of escape, and only joking, he just starts shooting again. With his magic 21 gun chamber finally out of bullets, Killjoy unloads all the bullets back into Lorenzo, which does kill him. Shame. So I guess that's it. Killjoy has killed the 3 men responsible for killing Michael. Vengeance complete. Movie over. You wish. We move back to Shower Girl, who's finally finished her enjoyable soaking, notices Lorenzo's gone, and follows a trail of blood all the way outside and finds Lorenzo's body inside the ice cream truck, only for Killjoy to pop up and scare her. So wait, he can appear outside the truck in our world now? And what the hell was that? No, I'm serious. Was she dancing? And was that a stock scream? Couldn't she even scream outside, or were they just worried about waking the neighbours? And why didn't Lorenzo appear back upstairs like T-Bone and Baby Boy when they were killed? And why do I have so many questions that I know answers aren't coming to? We move back to Monique asleep as the homeless man from 1 year earlier breaks into her apartment and gently lets her know that he's there, which leads to Jada getting a page and calls Monique, finding her hysterical, and so Jada and Jamal head over to Monique's apartment where we get a crotch shot. Lovely. When they get inside, they find Monique and the homeless man standing up holding hands.
Tell them what you told me.
Yes, this man broke into my apartment, sent me into hysterics, and now we're standing here looking normal. You will listen, and you will not ask questions.
Girl, what is going on?
I said no questions.
Now, close your eyes.
What the hell was that? Did he just orgasm? So by holding hands and using the power of stock footage, Homeless tells them what we already know. Michael wanted Jada, summoned Killjoy using black magic, died, Killjoy rose, and killed everyone. Thank you for clarifying that, movie. Question. Why does he need to hold hands with all of them to tell them this? I mean, we can assume he's told Monique this information already because of what she said when they entered the room.
Tell them what you told me.
I guess women just aren't his type.
Now, young man, take my hand.
Dirty bastard.
That is why I'm here.
Yes, to recap the plot.
To tell you all that you are in great danger from the evil that calls itself Killjoy.
Why are they in danger? We saw Michael summon Killjoy to remove Lorenzo. He's done that. Why would he now focus his attention on these 3 characters? And what exactly does Jamal have to do with any of this? He wasn't in the beginning of the movie. And how do you know all this, strange exposition guy?
He's mainly after her.
Me? Why me?
Ah, here we go. An explanation.
The truth shall find itself.
What? That doesn't make any sense! Killjoy rose to remove Lorenzo. You've just confirmed this. Why is he now focused on Jada? Here, I'll correct the scene so it makes sense. He's mainly after her. Me? Why me? We have another 20 minutes of film left to shoot. Exposition tells them that the ice cream truck is outside, and that to destroy Killjoy they need to destroy his heart and the doll. Why he can't do it we're never told, and they never ask. His message delivered, Homeless leaves using the power of After Effects.
Jada? What was he talking about?
What? You called them there and insisted they listen to him. In fact, you heard everything before Jada, so how do you expect Jada to know any more than you? To be honest, I really shouldn't read too much into these lines because we're about to hit the mother load. of bad dialogue. So they head outside and find the ice cream truck.
This must be the ice cream truck.
Wow, nothing gets by Jamal, does it? And I guess Monique lives in the same apartment as Shower Girl because the truck hasn't moved, unless you count a little to the right to hide the dumpster, and I don't. While the characters waste some time mulling over about going inside, Jamal actually has a good idea.
We gotta stay together, no matter what.
We're 45 minutes in, and this is the first smart thing anyone has said in this entire movie. Game face is on, our valiant heroes enter the ice cream truck of doom, and channeling Solid Snake's entrance from Metal Gear Solid 2 and onwards, they arrive in the warehouse.
This must be the place that homeless man was talking about.
Are you sure?
Would you believe somebody actually got paid to write this script? Hearing Killjoy from somewhere off camera, our heroes look to their fearless leader for guidance.
Listen, I got a plan.
Oh, a plan. What is it? Band together to take out the clown? Hold hands so we know where everyone is at all times? Find something on the floor to use as a weapon?
We gotta split up.
I'm sorry? Split up? This is the same character that less than 70 seconds ago claimed they should all stay together. That's not an exaggeration, I'm serious. I've timed it. From this moment...
We gotta stay together, no matter what.
To this moment...
We gotta split up.
Exactly 1 minute and 9 seconds has passed. This is just terrible writing, and I can only hope it was intended as some sort of joke, because this can't even be considered remotely a horror film anymore. It's a comedy, and a really bad one.
We can't do it, Bob. We can't do it together.
And another bad take. What is it with this set and jumbled takes? Why do they insist on filming it as one shot? Again, we're back to that same angle with the same wavy camera.
Let's split apart for a while, and if nothing happens, we'll meet back here in 5 minutes.
And why is he so obsessed with splitting up? He's the one who insisted they stick together. Did the voyage to the Warehouse of Doom scramble his brains? So they split up with Jamal going off on his own and Jada and Monique sticking together. Of course they meet Killjoy, who seems to have the ability to be in 2 places at once. Yeah, just go with it. He attacks Jamal, who escapes, leading the group to reunite a whole 2 minutes after they initially split up. So what was the point of them all splitting up? Padding, of course. With the 3 of them back together, Killjoy reanimates the corpses, zombies, ghosts, apparitions. I really don't know. It's never really explained what they actually are. Of Lorenzo and his gang, and the 3 face off in a battle to the death.
She one hot piece of pussy, ain't she?
Would you like to know?
What? He actually said that? Okay, it was established earlier in the film that Lorenzo took Jada's virginity, so the line, "wouldn't you like to know," is completely the wrong response, and oh, who am I kidding? The writers of this couldn't even maintain continuity after 1 minute. While Jamal battles Lorenzo, Monique throws Jada a weapon.
Jada!
Was that supposed to help? What, you can't get up and help her? I guess she can't, because the next time we see her, she's still just sitting there watching them. Jamal picks up a sword and runs Lorenzo through, killing him. Again, I guess, as he explodes into a ball of pixels.
That was intense.
Jada is there struggling for her life, and that's all you can say. Also, why isn't Monique helping her?
Hey, boneheads. It's Miller time.
Alright, Jamal's about to lay the smack down. Oh, never mind. So Jada beheads a very convincing dummy that's supposed to be T-Bone, which kills him. And Jamal disposes of baby boy by, rubbing his forehead. This leaves our 3 heroes against the maniacal Killjoy. Feel that tension. Okay, why is Monique lying down? What exactly did she do in that fight scene? Oh, never mind. Killjoy confronts them while they sit on the floor. Look at them, they almost look bored. I sympathise with them. Killjoy pulls an obvious plastic knife which springs Jamal and Monique into action and causes Killjoy to drop the knife. They don't do too well against him though, but the distraction allows Jada to grab the knife. Okay, she's supposed to be afraid here, right? Could she even look more casual? We get another blatant ass shot as she cleverly tries to hide the knife behind her back. Look at her. You wouldn't think for 1 second she was hiding anything, would you? Killjoy taunts her and requests a kiss, to which Jada accepts, making him promise that if she does, he'll disappear and never return. It's okay though because he promised. I'm sure the promise of a killer clown who was once a doll, brought to life with black magic, and who lives inside a warehouse which is hidden inside an ice cream van is more than legit. So they kiss.
Hey, now disappear.
No. And he lied. What a shocker. Instead, he implodes into Michael. So was Michael Killjoy all along?
From the time I've been kicked on, pushed on, spit on, bullied.
Just so we're clear, being hit and spat on is not actually being bullied.
How come no one likes me?
Maybe the whole black magic thing being a real turn-off? You know, drugs and murdering, that's fine. Black magic, that's where Jada draws the line. Also, aren't you dead?
Will you be my girlfriend?
How could this work with him? And no, seriously, I'm done looking for logic now. Jada agrees to be Michael's girlfriend and then stabs him instead.
What are you doing?
It's nice to see Michael's intelligence has grown since we last saw him. So Michael dies, again, and our heroes reunite once more and leave the warehouse, heading to the exit. But oh no, it's not over yet, as Killjoy and the reanimated gang are back, which kind of makes the entire fight scene pointless. And this shakes our heroes to their core.
Oh no. I thought we killed them.
This can't be happening.
Seriously, that was the best take. But just when all seems lost, Exposition Guy channels the power of Obi-Wan Kenobi, reminding Jada to destroy the doll. Why doesn't he do it? And this springs our heroes into action and leads to a gripping chase scene with all the actors trying to avoid staring at the camera. They reach the ice cream truck and get inside and close the door, which somehow stops Killjoy following them. What's that? Why doesn't he just open the door and follow them? Jamal, Jada and Monique get transported to Michael's room, which still, a year after his death, has the candles and the doll on the floor. I'm sure if this were earlier in the movie, you'd be asking yourself how this is possible, but by now, like me, you've hopefully abandoned any and all form of rational thinking. Jamal and Monique tell Jada to stab the doll, which turns into a version of Michael, which causes Jada to hesitate. Okay, she just stabbed him 9 times, and now she hesitates? She stabs him anyway, which causes the camera to shake and the reanimated gang members to start dancing like me after I've had one too many.
Don't break the circle. We have to stay within the circle.
Wait, how does he know that? No one's going to answer. Okay, so the dancing gang gets sucked into the time vortex and the camera stops shaking.
We have to form an inner circle, okay? Hold hands.
What? How does she know this?
Shut your eyes.
Seriously, I'm very confused. And through the power of whatever they're doing, Killjoy eats Michael. I think. So does this mean Michael was the villain? With the doll in essence destroyed, our valiant heroes return to Monique's apartment.
It feels good to be home. Oh.
You can say that again.
That was funny. And Obi-Wan Kin Exposition puts in a final appearance before disappearing again.
Thank you.
For what? I'm serious. If he's this mystic being, why didn't he just help Michael in the beginning of the movie? Why didn't he intervene and stop him getting beaten up? It might have stopped Michael raising Killjoy and saved his life, which in turn would have stopped Lorenzo, T-Bone and Baby Boy from getting killed. This entire movie is his fault. He did fuck all, and even then he couldn't be bothered to destroy a simple doll. What a bastard! Sometime later, we see the group at a bar and Jada tells them she's been having nightmares. Can you guess where this is going? That's right, it's a dream, and Jada wakes up screaming. Jamal, though, being the caring boyfriend that he is, offers to calm her down by... Oh, okay. But no, it's Killjoy. A dream within a dream. Well, does she die? Can Killjoy transport somehow? I don't care. And finally, we get an insanely long credit sequence to further pad out the movie to its 1 hour 12-minute runtime, in which possibly the biggest joke of the entire movie can be found. Script supervisor? This script had a supervisor? But that's the end of the movie. And now I can actually go back to looking at movies I actually like. Fuck off.
Your eyes sparkle when you smile, and what the fuck am I doing?
Todd, this is like the 5th time that I've changed my number because of you. How do you keep finding me?
Your voice is really nice.